We are a nation of storytellers. Stories passed down from one generation to the next around the fire. Sitting around my grandparents' fire, listening to our neighbours tell these stories. No stories caught my imagination more as a child than those of the good people, the other crowd, Nadini She, the fairies.
Can I start now?
Yeah, oh yeah, and you can talk to us. You don't worry about
it. Well, you know, the story was my grandfather, who was dead before I was born, and my dad told us the story about what happened to him. As he loved music and he loved dancing. So he went to Kelly this night, and he ended up coming out of the Kelly house, and he heard this beautiful music. And of course, he followed where the music was, and it took him out of his way 2 miles. He didn't know at that stage how many miles, but found out the next day. And he started to dance. And dance he did. And the music kept going, the more he danced. But the only thing was, he couldn't stop dancing because he didn't know what was wrong. He was getting fatigued and he was getting exhausted. So he didn't know what to do. And he looked down and he seen a ring right round him. So he knew that the fairies had something to do with it. And he ended up dancing and dancing for about 2 hours and getting really tired. But he had one thing he put his hand in his pocket, took out his rosary beads and blessed himself and blessed whatever was out there that he thought was fairies anyhow. And that's when he was able to let go of the dancing and he got home. But it took him ages to get home because he went a good bit out of his way coming from a Kelly house. And when he got into the house, they had to find out what happened to him. He was very exhausted, and they thought they would have to go for the doctor for him. But no, he said if he'd lay down, he'd be better and better. So the next day, my dad took him out and to show what happened and where he went to. And he didn't know where himself, but he knew that the way he went, he had an idea of the route he took. And when they came so far, 2 miles on the road, just through bog, through hills, and he seen a fairy fort. And he knew that the fairies had him. So only for the rosary beads, he didn't know what would happen to him. So that's my story. It's not very long, but it's a true story. Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely fabulous.
I'm clapping myself.
Yeah, you did right. Clap for yourself. That's really interesting. And I've heard, like, Donegal has